One can see hundreds of unfinished apartment high-rises across China belonging to the China Evergrande Group, the real estate giant struggling with a debt crisis of more than $300 billion. For the past 20 years, the company has made billions of profits with China's expanding real estate market. The business model of the company has attracted huge amounts of investments from Chinese as well as international banks. It is the country's second largest real estate developer and now the world's most indebted company. So, who is the man behind this empire? Xu Jiayin, the founder of Evergrande, has all the telltale signs of a rags to riches story. He was raised by his grandmother after his mother passed away when he was just a year old. With humble beginnings, he built his company and transformed it into one of the biggest property developers in China in less than 25 years. His relationship with the Chinese Communist Party has always been on the right side, unlike the self-made billionaire Jack Ma, founder of the Alibaba Group. Things were to change massively in 2020 when the People's Bank of China (PBOC), the country's central bank, announced its three red lines rules. Developers had to cap their liability to asset ratios, excluding advance receipts, to 70%, limit their net debt to equity ratio to 100%, and secure more cash than short-term debt. The PBOC ordered banks to restrict their lending to developers that crossed any of these lines. What could be seen as the final nail was Chinese President Xi Jinping's call for common prosperity to close the nation's wealth gap with a focus on reining in the real estate sector. By this time, Xi had only focused on rapid expansion, exercising very little caution, leading to a debt of around $302 billion. Clamping down on the real estate sector has made it difficult for developers to refinance as they face falling home prices and sales. So, will the Chinese government bail out Evergrande? Reports suggest that government authorities are now urging Xu to use his own wealth to help solve the company's deepening debt crisis. The directive has come from Beijing after Evergrande missed an initial September 23 deadline for a coupon payment on a dollar bond. The company now faces another payment deadline on October 29 when a 30-day grace period ends. Xu has been selling stakes of his assets to save the empire and find the cash to repay the company's creditors, including at least 1.6 million home buyers who have put deposits for apartments. Experts say that despite Evergrande's size, Beijing will not come to its rescue as a major bailout will send the wrong message when Xi is trying to bring more regulations. But China is trying to limit the fallout because there is a risk that a run on property firms due to Evergrande's failures would destabilize an industry that accounts for 29% of China's economy. It's however unclear whether Xu's fortune is big and liquid enough to make a sizable dent in Evergrande's liabilities as creditors brace for an eventual debt restructuring that could rank among the largest ever in China. A Federal Report.